Imagine waking up one day in a country where the president has absolute power, no Congress, no Supreme Court, no elections. Sounds scary, right? Well, that was the Philippines during martial law. But in 1986, after years of dictatorship, millions of Filipinos stood up. The People Power Revolution ended the rule of Ferdinand Marcos, and a new hope was born, a new government, a new democracy, and soon a new constitution. When Cory Aquino became president in 1986, she faced a big question. How do we make sure the dictatorship never happens again? The old 1973 Constitution gave too much power to the president. That's how Marcos ruled for 14 years under martial law. So President Aquino decided we needed a fresh start. She formed a group of 48 Filipino lawyers, teachers, priests, journalists, and civic leaders to draft a new constitution. This group was called the 1986 Constitutional Commission, or CONCOM for short. Fun fact, some of the framers were well-known figures, like Cecilia Muñoz Palma, José Noyedo, Eladio Davide Hotaire, and even a future president, Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, after months of debate and writing. The final draft was finished and approved by the Filipino people on February 2, 1987. So what exactly is in the 1987 Constitution? Let's simplify it. It's basically the rule book of the Philippines, the highest law of the land. Everything from government powers to your rights must follow it. It has a preamble and 18 articles. Let's break it down. First, the preamble. It's like the intro prayer of the Constitution. It starts with, "We, the sovereign Filipino people." It talks about our goals: truth, justice, freedom, love, equality, and peace. It's short but powerful, setting the tone that the people are the true rulers. Next is Article 2, the Declaration of Principles and State Policies. This is basically the Philippines saying, these are our values as a nation. It states that sovereignty resides in the people. The Philippines renounces war, civilian authority is supreme over the military, and the state values human rights, family, and youth. It's like the country's moral compass. Then we have Articles Vi to 8, which establish the three branches of government. The Constitution divides power into three branches so no one becomes abusive. The legislative branch, Congress, makes the laws. The executive branch, the President and Cabinet, implements the laws. And the judiciary, the Supreme Court, interprets the laws. This system of checks and balances ensures no single branch can overpower the others, a direct lesson from the dictatorship era. Now, Article 3, the Bill of Rights. This one's all about you. It lists what the government cannot do to you, your protection from abuse. This includes the right to free speech and religion, the right to privacy, the right to due process and a fair trial, freedom of the press, and the right to peaceful assembly. These are the rights people fought for during martial law, so this article is the soul of democracy. Article X gives power to local leaders, mayors, governors, and barangay captains to govern their areas better. It also made autonomous regions, like the former ARMM, now BARM, possible, respecting cultural and regional differences. Article 14 covers education, science, and culture. It declares that education is a right, and the government must provide quality education for all. It also promotes science, culture, and national heritage. Fun trivia: this is why we have Filipino language and values education required in schools. As part of this article. Article 12 on national economy and patrimony ensures Filipinos have control over their natural resources. It limits foreign ownership of land and key industries to protect national interests. And finally, Article 16, the general provisions. This one includes small but meaningful details like the design of our flag, the national anthem, and the official name of our country, the Republic of the Philippines. So, what makes the 1987 Constitution so special? It was written right after a dictatorship, meaning it was designed specifically to protect democracy. Here's what makes it stand out. First, term limits. No president can serve more than 6 years with no re-election. This prevents anyone from staying in power for too long. Second, a strong Bill of Rights. After years of martial law abuses, human rights got top priority. The Constitution guarantees freedom, privacy, and justice for all. Third, an independent judiciary. The Supreme Court can now review the actions of both the President and Congress, a strong check on their power. Fourth, a free press and civil liberties. It guarantees freedom of speech and a free media to prevent censorship and propaganda from taking hold. Fifth, accountability mechanisms. We have offices like the Ombudsman and the Commission on Human Rights to watch over public officials. And sixth, decentralization. Power is shared with local governments, promoting wider participation and representation. Of course, no constitution is perfect. Some say the 1987 Constitution is too long and too strict, especially the rules on the economy. For example, foreign investors find it hard to invest because of the 60-40 ownership rule. Others say it gives too much protection to politicians, making it difficult to remove corrupt officials. There are also ongoing debates about federalism, charter change, and whether we should move to a parliamentary system instead of a presidential one. But supporters argue that the Constitution isn't the problem. The leaders who fail to follow it are. You might be thinking, okay, cool history lesson, but how does this affect me? Actually, it affects you a lot. Every time you speak freely online, thank the Constitution. When you vote, join a protest, or post your opinion, it's your right. When the police can't arrest you without a warrant, that's constitutional protection. When your school teaches Filipino and history, that's part of Article 14. It's not just a document in some government office. It's the very reason we can live in a free society today. The 1987 Constitution isn't just a bunch of legal words. It's a promise promise that power belongs to the people, that our freedom, hard-earned from the past, will never again be taken for granted. So the next time someone talks about changing the Constitution, remember what it stands for: democracy, accountability, and the voice of every single Filipino. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more content about our history and culture. See you in the next one.